Well, hello and welcome to this terribly wet Sunday afternoon in Sydney's West. We're here at Kellyville, burning Mullane for, in fact, two Kellyville teams. But it's Kellyville United who are the match of the round, taking on Castle Hill United. Norwest and Kellyville Colts are in the background as well. Double header here, just trying to squeeze in the games wherever we can, fit them in. Quakers Hill Junior and Quakers Hill Tigers as well, playing on another synthetic park in Mariong and Holroyd, which really you would say is the more appropriate match of the round. We'll be on later tonight at 6 o'clock in Rudy Hill. Castle Hill get us off and running. Loto Aniu just pops one up, trying to get the skid of the artificial turf to play Castle Hill's way. And Matthias brings down a Kellyville United player. Bo Clements with you here to take you through the fixture for this afternoon. Do apologise, a bit frantic with the lineups for today, so have to bear with me. Cassis finds the pass in Matthias. Castle Hill, the Women's Hills Cup winners a week and a half ago, 2-0 victors over the Rouse Hill Rams. And they'll be enjoying the warm weather inside after their match against Ropes Crossing has been washed out. So too Ponds and Park Lee. Still 4 of the 6 matchups still scheduled to go. Williamson, great intercept. Laws pops one over and intending to find Lamarsini, but as I mentioned, that ball is going to skid quite heavily on the pitch. Has been quite consistent in the rain, but not enough to the point where it starts to puddle on this artificial field. Ferruggio winning the throw off Bradley there. Brown. Schoen able to get a ball upfield. The Juan sisters trying to combine. We'll end up with Laws, who was convinced that it had taken a touch on the way out, and linesman on the far side agrees with her on that occasion. Easton Berry, player of the match last week in their 2-1 victory over Park Lee. Got the opening goal, and Rachel Juan adding the second. The late goal from Williams for Park Lee, not enough to claw back anything else from what has been really much different season for Park Lee than their first two in the Women's Premier League. Consistently challenging in and around that top 4, but this year have not really found anywhere near the level of success. In fact, it's another Blacktown team that has taken the baton off them. It's Mariong. But the other 3, Holroyd, Quakers Junior and Kellyville Colts, who I can see in the background have already scored against Norwest. Not sure if that's 1-0. Lotuaniu. Long ball, Williamson. Rides the challenge, that's really well done, but unfortunate there with the pass. Picked off by Brown. Kiner. Ends up back with Matthias, and the pass overhit Lotuaniu. Just unable to keep it in. Certainly had much greater impact. Lotuaniu playing in midfield as opposed to playing at striker, which is where I'd seemed to find her quite often last year in Castle Hill's match of the rounds. Castle Hill, another throw in. Matthias. Kind of misreads Williamson with back to goal. May tried to reach an opening, wasn't able to do so. Williamson keeping it alive. Matthias, great cut. And across the face of goal, Lamarsny can't turn it in, but May back across. And I believe it'll be Lamarsny who it'll be paid to. Helping it over the line after May cuts it back across the face of goal. Pass picked out well by Williamson to find Matthias. There was still plenty of work to do. Castle Hill with a great start. Eastonbury tries to immediately respond. Juan Ferrugia looking to get an opening, and the touch just too heavy. The corner will slide across. Eastonbury, that's really well done. Juan, square out to Majoropoulos. And Ward able to sweep across. Nelms has the pocket picked. Juan. That's not the first time she's done that in the opening few minutes here. Just that first touch to take it away from the opponent and either exploit the space or draw a foul, which is obviously what's happened on this occasion. Eastonbury to stand over this one. Clipping off the wall, but Ward read the deflection well. Theodosiou. Juan tries to get a flick on. Nelms. Lotuaniu. Reverse pass, and Lamarsny's drifted in behind. Maybe here to add a second to her name. And brilliantly done. And Castle Hill go with the 1-2 punch. Brilliant pass from Lotuaniu. Skidded through the sea of bodies It looked like Castle Hill had almost sort of lost hope, but Lamarsini had pressed on and was well paid for her effort. Bradley met by Brown, straight back, and Ferrugia will turn it over. Juan. Pass Cassis, that's a great touch. Corner, gets the first touch. Juan goes again. May back in support. Matthias just can't keep that in, unfortunately. Matthias. And Eastonberry, really well done there. Juan. And Laws gets plenty of weight behind the clearance. Theodosiou. Chowan. Matthias. Prodded away by Eastonberry. Castle Hill certainly by far the most improved of the Hills teams this year. Marion would certainly be, from a Blacktown perspective. Holroyd, of course, the only Granville side, but they've also now become the benchmark with Kellyville suffering from quite a number of injuries, and the biggest name of all, of course, Grace Giverson, having some time off from this season. Still not sure whether she'll be back in action for the end of the year. Castle Hill with largely the same team that they had last year, but just playing with a bit more quality. A bit more hunger for the ball. Bradley did well there. Ferrugia forces the corner. Delivery to Eastonberry, who was unmarked and struck it well. Just a touch over the bar, though. Castle Hill opting to play out from the back. Bradley forced under pressure from Ferrugia, turns it over. Eastonberry sneaks it in. Marinel Juan can't get there ahead of May. Ricochets off Chowan, though, and Williamson fed the ball. Holding it up well is Williamson still. Oh, that's brilliant from Williamson. But the finish, unable to test French, really. Nelms. Matthias. Poked away by Brown. Cassis stepped into midfield momentarily. Bradley just off balance. Turns it over. Juan brings it down, gets it out to Chowan. Theodosiou. Unable to find a Kellyville player. Williamson loses out there. Eastonberry. And the through ball intended for Juan, but may pay dividends for Ferrugia here. And too close to Ward on that occasion. Matthias. An important challenge there from Chowan. Castle Hill finding a lot of success down this left-hand side. Matthias, who usually wants to come off the bench, but has been given the starting role this afternoon. And certainly proving her worth thus far. Brown, Eastonberry. Nelms. Lotta Aniu over the top. That's a great ball. Can Williamson finish? Teases, but just a little off course. And Juan goes out over the sides. May again. Kellyville, another throw coming their way. Laws with a good body check. Kellyville win another throw. Rain picking back up once again. But don't think that'll have too much impact on what's already hit the field this afternoon. Williamson. I thought she'd overhit that, but Kiner blocked the pass anyway. Bradley, great read. Brown into the pocket, Cassis. Williamson chops it off to Matthias. Nelms on the turn. Lotta Aniu, and that's another really good weight on the pass. French called into action. Nelms just runs out of room there, but stripped it off Brown. The referee saw a clip of the ankle. Laws rushes out. Brown up the line for Ferrugia. Marinel Juan helps it on its way. And that's a terrific through ball. Rachel Juan in behind. And Ward able to sweep across and make the save, but it was a brilliant pop over the top pass from Michaela Ferrugia. And well, that has been the blueprint of success for Castle Hill, playing to the conditions and letting the ball skid across. Maybe can Kellyville find some success of their own in the same way. As I mentioned, that Lotto Aniu clips over the top, but French has started to become a bit more aware to come off the line early. Theodosiou just has the pass set behind her. Williamson skipping past. Lamarsini just loses her footing there. Eastonberry. Juan sweeps across. And that's a great challenge from Laws to take it away. Matthias gets the switch across for May, but it'll hold up. This time Kiner ahead there of Williamson, but Castle Hill's pressure from the front forces the turnover. Lotto Aniu from range and wide of the mark. May, last touch, comes off her. Cassis. Kellyville forced a turnover. Eastonberry. Juan looking for a runner. Ferrugia takes it in her strides, but Bradley does really well to recover. As I mentioned, it's really been the effort areas this year which have been the difference makers for Castle Hill, especially the likes of Matthias pressing up high. Eastonberry pops one in. Ward will shield that out. They're getting close, but still just not enough. Ferrugia, Eastonberry, dummies, and Juan rips one brilliantly, but just over the bar. But the momentum starting to slide a little more into the black and yellow favour. Bradley. Brown's touch was heavy, picked up by Lamarsini. Nelms. Corner. Tried to extend herself, but just a tad too much. So triple change. I can see Matthias Lamarsini and Lotta Aniu all coming off. And I can see Jessica Kaiser, number 10. I can see the 14. Who I believe is Chloe Sisson. I'll just double check that. Yes, it is number 14, Chloe Sisson. One of those changes. Sisson. Nelms on the half turn. May. Straight up the line, looking for Williamson. The rains look to have subsided for a moment, but would not be surprised if it returns shortly after. I'm not quite sure who the 21 is for Castle Hill, so I'll have to go and check that. Nelms. Juan waiting for support. There's a great ball diagonally for Ferrugia, but Bradley will get there first. Juan will turn it over. Bradley. And Brown inadvertently has put Williamson in behind. Williamson gets the cutback, sliced. May. Can't turn it in. It's worked hard enough to force the throw in off Theodosiou. Williamson rebounds, back to Nelms, put under pressure, look for safety in corner. Eastonberry, cut off by Sisson. Williamson with a reverse pass. Flag has stayed down, but no, it has actually been pulled back, and Clipped off the crossbar anyway. Sisson. Kellyville will make their first change of the afternoon. Laws put under pressure, clipped off, and Juan. Bit of a mess there, but Ward was able to make the stop. Still half a chance. And Ward saves again. Sienna Stewart, the substitute, had just been brought on, and with the first touch, very nearly brought Kellyville back into the game. Williamson, great touch. Couldn't help it on its way to the support on the left-hand side. Juan brought down there by Sisson. Castle Hill will look to make a change. Laws. Looks to be the number called, and Lotta Aniu will be brought on and thrown into the midfield. So Nelms gets dragged back to centre half. To partner Adelaide Cassis. Cassis tries to get a ball through, but this time Kellyville read the bounce. Bradley. Kaiser in behind. Floats one to the front post, and French is able to collect. Tries going long early. As the rain starts to open up once again. Easton Berry will find Juan. Opening up. Ward's much more comfortable on that occasion. Certainly quite a difficult job in the best of circumstances, but with the ball skidding as much as it is this afternoon, no surprise that there has been a bobble or two. Eventually, Magaropoulos turns it over. Now Kaiser straight back on the attack. Theodosiou has her number called as the winds takes over now from the rain. I believe I see a 22. In fact, I do. I'll just confirm exactly who that is. So it's Pippa Duffy at number 22. On for number 4, Irini Theodosiou, as Lotto Anu again pops one from range and hasn't really been able to improve that long shooting form. Had quite a few during that Women's Hills Cup final against Rouse Hill, but none really able to test the goalkeeper. Stewart tries getting a ball in for Duffy. Juan. You just see the spray coming off the ball as it skids across. And again, the sky opens up. Juan looking to poke one through for her sister Rachel. May will just pump it up the line. Kiner sends it straight back. That's it for tat here. Kiner inside for Eastonbury. Bradley does well there. Kaiser loses out, but Cassis goes straight back the other way. Lotto Aniu has a bit of a coming together with Marinelle Juan. Just clutching at the ankle a little bit there. Eastonbury. Will be brought back for the foul. Cassis on Eastonbury. One. Eastonbury wraps one. Ward had just enough time to recollect it. Another 5 minutes of regular time and maybe only a minute or so tacked on beyond that. I'm sure the referees would love to get back in the sheds a little bit earlier if they can. Ward goes early for Kaiser. Bradley down the line. Brown the beneficiary. Opens up with May. Able to find a pass. Kiner gets the first touch. Sisson. Trying to squeeze it May's way, but blocked by the referee. Lotto Aniu drives at the line. Eastonberry pokes it through. Juan. And Cassis takes it off the bootlaces of Ferrugia. And Bradley wins the foul. And the skid, again, Williamson able to creep behind. And parried in. Catching French out there, and Castle Hill get a bit of a stronger hold on this matchup. Eastonberry trying to get things going for Kellyville. Wins it straight back through sheer efforts. Can't quite find the target though in the area. May slices it, it'll go behind for a Kellyville corner. With about a minute left of regular time. Floated onto the penalty spot looking for Eastonberry. Sisson coming away with it. Williamson out wide for Kaiser. Square for Lotto Aniu. Sisson gets the return ball. Looking for the reverse pass. That's brilliant on the weight. Williamson can't put it in. So we now enter stoppage time. Quick glance at the watch. As I mentioned, probably only a minute or so tacked on. And in fact, even less than that, we'll head into the sheds. 3-0 Castle Hill leads over Kellyville United. We'll be back shortly for the second half in this Women's Premier League match of the rounds. We are back underway. Kellyville United's getting us underway. French, who's come out of goals, is now playing centre half. French clearing Eastonbury. And Ferrugia's may be able to set Rachel Juan in behind, but Nelms gets one touch. Juan still alive, wrapping it around. Good save from Ward, but promising signs from Kellyville perhaps. Flick on from Watts. Ferrugia. Square looking for Eastonbury, but Sisson got the read better. Matthias has been brought on, replacing May. Lamarsini dragged down by French, and that will be a yellow card clear as day. Lotto Aniu will go herself, and that's a brilliant goal! Wow, the way that fizzed through the air. Catches out the goalkeeper. And I said has struggled from range with a lot of her efforts, but from the dead ball, no question about that. Lotaniu. Cut out there by Brown. Matthias picks up the scraps. Matthias out to corner. The touch nearly gets away from it. French cleans it up. Matthias. Cut out by Chowan. Watt will look to block it out. French, a thumping header. Lotto Aniu. Square, and it's clipped off the back of Cassis. Juan trying to tee up the run of Stewart. Still a chance. Corner inadvertently keeps it alive for Stewart. It was bundled off by Nelms. Eastonbury wins it straight back though. Matthias, square for Sisson. Kiner. Tried to sneak it through, but couldn't find a Kellyville player. The rain back on. Lotto Aniu. Cursor. Lotto Aniu looking for the run of Cursor. I'll tell you what has been far more influential in midfield, looking to find the runs of other players. Felt like she was being misused as a number 9 last year. Her skill set not really matching that playing in behind football that Castle Hill have been trying to play. Lamarsini certainly more fitting in her capabilities. There is a halt in play for Stewart. So Stewart being helped off, it's able to walk at the very least, so hopefully injury not too serious. Therefore, Sienna Stewart's now back underway. Bradley, I believe it's Theodosi who's come on to make the numbers up in midfield. Marinel Juan shifted out to left wing. Over the top of Cursor, Watt holds it up. Tries to get the run of Cursor on the left-hand side. Chowan forced to just put it out for a throw. The flick on, knocked away by French. It's going to drop to Sisson, who will have a pretty decent effort given the circumstances, but a comfortable save nonetheless. Cursor. Brilliant pass down the left-hand side, but it's offside the call. Lamarcini gets that important touch to take it away. Forced all the way back to her own defensive line. Laws still yet to be brought back on for Castle Hill. I'm not sure whether precautionary. Did see as she left the field, sort of kicked out the leg in speaking to Colin McGowan. Juan, 18 on 18, and it's the green one that wins that time. Matthias. Eastonbury wins. But again, the pressure from Matthias comes up with the goods for Castle Hill. Sisson forced into a corner and just tried to pry it inside. Nelms getting a bit scrappy in the middle. French looks to have a go. Eastonbury. Watt drops it back for Bradley. Brown. Eastonbury helps it on its way to Ferrugia. Rachel Hahn can't quite get it under wraps. And Castle Hill combining well now. Lamarcini just gets the pass behind Matthias. And despite how heavy the field is, still too much for Matthias there. Corner. Sisson for Matthias. Clips wildly off the boot of French. Still a throw in for Castle Hill though. Matthias trying to find a flick on it. Came off a Kellyville head. And they survived just by the skin of their teeth. But Casseur with another throw, and if memory serves me correct, both Casseur and Matthias have got absolute slingshots for arms. It looks like Matthias has taken responsibility of it. Casseur got the touch. Couldn't help it on its way to Lotto Aniu, or Watt lurking in the middle. Bradley. Sisson. Redwell there by Casseur. Brown does better. Theodosiou, final touch. Coming there off Castle Hill. Ben Waite being hounded by Matthias. Kellyville starting to combine nicely. Ferrugia just can't get it under control. Perhaps the run of Marinel Juan on the left-hand side would have been the better option. French kept in by Matthias. Ben Waite to Chowan. Casseur picks it up. Still going is Casseur. Takes a deflection. And a corner earned by Castle Hill. Driven low and hard by Watts. It's Eastonberry. Gets the first touch. Cassis sneaks it out. Matthias for corner. Juan looking to find Ferrugia. Eastonberry. Juan, great turn, but Nelms there in support for Castle Hill. French tries to get half a yard on the Marcini, but Castle Hill forwards sticking like glue in their pressing efforts. Bradley just runs out of room. I can see May and Laws both on the sideline moving around, so perhaps not the last that we've seen of either of those two. Nelms. Theodosiou, sweeping ball across for Juan. Eastonberry, blocked by Nelms. Ben Waite. Closed down by Sisson. The pass rifled in by corner. Will turn it back into Kellyville's favour. Eastonberry. Picked off by Loto Aniu. Kassir in behind. Would chance it at a fifth for Castle Hill, but unable to tuck that one. Scored from a very similar range last week against Rouse Hill in that Women's Hills Cup final. And Loto Aniu very, very late there on French. And no malice, I believe, in how Loto Aniu's reacted after that, but it's certainly a yellow card just for how late the contact was. Juan, under pressure from Matthias, but still entering the area. And that's brilliantly done by Matthias. The clearance, though, giving half a chance to Eastonberry. Ward, with Kellyville players sniffing around. And Watts just through the back of Cholin there. Was a little too eager. Laws back on now as Loto Aniu has another go. And perhaps maybe dead balls might be Loto Aniu's strongest suit. So Laws on for Jaden Lamarsini. So Laws, who's played centre half for every other match that I have covered, given a run up top today. Laws hacked into by Kiner, play on. French, with debatably quite a high foot, but playing on for now. Kept in by Juan, but Kassir strips it and then loses it once more. Theodosiou out for Ferrugia. May has also come back on to play right fullback, with Georgia Corner being called off. First touch, Sisson, Eastonberry picks up the scraps. May misreads, but Ferrugia wasn't really waiting for it either. Nelms. Matthias can't keep that in. Theodosiou. French under pressure from Laws. Bradley pokes it away and then rips it up the line for Watts. Now Laws is unmarked on the right-hand side if Watt can find her, and she can. Flag down, Laws in behind for Castle Hill. And tucks that one away neatly. Brilliant vision from Watt and the awareness to squeeze it over early. And that now the fifth for Castle Hill. With a little over 15 minutes to play. It's started to really darken here at Bernie Mullane. Casseur drifting past one. French with a brilliant challenge to take the sting off the shot. And straight over the side, Castle Hill will continue their barrage of attack in this second half. Nelms. Matthias. Laws couldn't get that first touch to secure it. Last touch off Matthias as the umbrellas get opened up once more. And this seemingly the heaviest that we've seen all afternoon. Ferrugia, nifty little Travella pass, looking for Juan. Cassis cut it out. Matthias down the line looking for Laws. French just body check that. Matthias. Absolutely love the effort there from Matthias, and has shown it all afternoon, and really every time that Castle Hill have had a match of the rounds. Watt in behind here, shrugs off. Just runs out of room to get the cutback. As the Colts add yet another on that far-hand side against Norwest. Kiner. Taken off her is Watt, and that's brilliant from Watt. Wow. I'm sure they'll be watching both of those back, Lotoanius and Watson, debating who got the better finish. And I might have to tip my hat to the 21. Wrap the shot perfectly into that far corner. And Castle Hill go for 6. And the way the table is shaping up, Castle Hill will more likely than not end up with 5th spot, considering their victory over Rouse Hill last week. I know obviously today Rouse Hill Rams will not be playing, so Castle Hill will go ahead regardless. As Laws look to get a ball in, and it all goes terribly wrong on that occasion. So yeah, so even on goal difference, oh, sorry, even on points, I should say, Castle Hill on 28, Rouse Hill on 8. But Rouse Hill had a goal difference of +6 and Castle Hill had a goal difference of 0. So right now they will have obviously a goal difference of 6 and then 31 points. And Ropes Crossing Strikers, obviously in their inaugural Women's Premier League season, have found a knack to secure a few points around the way. 3-3 draw against Holroyd Rangers being one of the more impressive results of their season. Quakers Hill Tigers improving upon their first year as well. But I have to say, maybe with a couple more players, as Kassir strips it away and finds Watt. And Kassir had held up the run expecting Watt to take it herself. But Castle Hill, if maybe they can add a bit more strength to their squads, maybe search in their under 21, see what they've got in the locker, can maybe join that top 4 race. I mean, the golf in points is obviously quite astounding. Marion on 44 and Rams and Castle Hill on 28 at the moment. That being a 16-point gap between 4th and 5th. But Castle Hill certainly well on their way to earn the moniker of best of the rest. Which has really been the story for how the WPL has been the last couple of seasons. That top 4 with a lot of ex-MPL quality. Now a few Castle Hill players, May and Laws, off the top of my head, ex-Blacktown City players. French. Theodosiou couldn't collect it in her run. Laws. Square for Matthias. Sisson gets a ball in, but not enough for Watts. Juan into her sister Marinelle. And the pass, Theodosi overran it. Matthias skips past the tackle. It's a ball in. Chowan couldn't deal with it fully. Watt. Kassir back to Lotta Aniu, dropping the shoulder. Cuts in and on the left, Lotta Aniu. Had plenty of power on the weaker foot. And a rain barreling down now with 8 minutes left to play. Kleiner. Foul there on Sisson. Looks like May will be the one to step up. And I'm not quite sure what's happened, but Lotta Aniu has been sent to the sideline, I believe. Well, not shin pad, and Peter Inahoro wiping at the leg with a towel, so I'm guessing maybe some blood on the leg. As May goes herself. And Matthias with the dummy run. And it'll be paid to May. And in the slippery conditions, skids. Matthias certainly had her part to play in that. But they're all looking to get in on the action now, Castle Hill. As Laws will take to the bench. And Paige Williamson back on. Given the chance up top and got a goal. May. Williamson. Nelms, 1-2 there. Brilliant combination. Chowan cuts it out only momentarily though. Ferrugia. Ben Waite. And Lotta Aniu gets the turnover. Watt helps it on its way. Kassir. Kassir, no. And Williamson. There's the square option. And again, Castle Hill comes so very close to an eighth. Was what that time put it in near enough the exact same place that Kassir just did. Lotta Aniu. Theodosiu. And May gets a header. Nelms clipping it for Matthias. Touch and run. French comes across in cover. Now Watts drifted into the area. I know Matisse has got quite the long throw. Williamson off balance. Rachel Juan picks it up on halfway. Pass from Juan, can't find Ferrugia. Cassis back to Bradley. Lotto Aniu. Watt gets ahead there first. Swarmed, but able to get it away. Casseur in behind. And the flag raised. Casseur, with numbers arriving in the area, gets a ball in, tucked away by Kellyville. About a minute and a half left of regular time. Cassis up for Sisson. Theodosiou gets past the challenge of May. And Ferrugia open on the left. Theodosiou opted for the other option. French down the line, last touch comes off Kellyville. Bradley, Watt clips it on. Williamson. Watt very nearly springing into attack down the left-hand side. As we enter stoppage time, and there was that break in play for Stewart, but still probably don't think there'll be too much tacked on to the end of this one. Matthias. Theodosiou. French up the line for Juan. Bradley sees it clear. Brown back on the field for Kellyville to see it out. Castle Hill will be taking on Ponds and then Quakers Junior in the final round, and perhaps maybe a test of where they really stand to end the season. Be interesting if maybe they could even get a result out at Quakers Hill Park. So the top four start to really solidify their preparation for finals football. Watt for Kassir on the left-hand side. Rattles the side netting. And the Rams will take on Kellyville United next week, taking on Ponds in the final round. And of course that game today against Ropes Crossing, a washout. They'd won the first time at Ropes Crossing. It's certainly been an interesting matchup between two upper mid-table sides. It will be 6th and 7th after this full-time whistle is blown, and there it is. Castle Hill United come to Kellyville and give an absolute thumping to Kellyville United. 7-0 the final score. Bo Clements with you in commentary. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and be sure to tune in next week for more Women's Premier League Match of the Round action. That's all for now. Thank you and goodbye.